Hello everyone, it's Annabella here. This week I just wanted to do a quick reading for IU and Jong Suk. I think it's been about half a year since I last read for them, and I did see someone request an update, so here we are. Lately, I've been watching anime instead of dramas, so I honestly haven't had any new people in mind to read for, but if there are any couples or dramas you guys are really into right now, let me know. If something catches my interest, I'll definitely consider doing a reading next week. As always, just a quick reminder, this is a celebrity reading, so take everything with a grain of salt. Stay logical. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first card we have here is the Judgment card. And honestly, every relationship or even just every phase of a relationship reads differently depending on how familiar the reader is with the situation. The cards will speak in their own way since we've already established for quite some time that IU and Lee Jong Suk are together. I feel like the Judgment card is just confirming that. It's like a summary or a reminder that yes, they are in a relationship, but what we want to look at is how this card applies to their current situation. And in that sense, I do feel like they're actually in a pretty stable place. Everyone knows they're together and they're surrounded by support and love. That part is clear. So with that established, we'll read the rest of the cards with this one as the foundation. Next, we have the Queen of Cups. Usually, I see IU more as a Queen of Wands because of how hard she works and how busy she keeps herself. But right now, in this spread, she's coming through more as the Queen of Cups. And honestly, I think that's a really good thing for the relationship. The Queen of Cups represents someone who's very loving, loyal, and understanding. She's someone who tries to see both sides, whether it's about work or the relationship. And I feel like IU is showing that kind of energy right now. And I don't know, to me, it feels like they've probably had their ups and downs in the past. I remember doing a reading for them before where I thought, oh, it seems like they're too busy for each other. But seeing the Queen of Cups here now makes me feel like that's improved. There seems to be more emotional understanding between the two of them these days. Now, with the Hermit here, another major arcana card, it suggests that they're probably still quite focused on themselves and their careers. The Hermit represents someone who's very introspective, someone who's still working toward their goals and trying to grow or improve in what they're doing. So I think this reflects where both of them are right now, busy, driven, and committed to their work. But again, because this card is paired with the Queen of Cups, I do feel like things are better than they were before. Even if they're not physically together all the time, there's more emotional understanding now, and the relationship feels more stable and established. Next, we have the King of Swords. Honestly, though, I'm not really feeling like this card represents Lee Jong Suk directly. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to suit him. He's a Virgo, right? That's an earth sign, and this is air energy. What this card could represent is the overall energy between the two of them, the logic and clarity they both need to keep this relationship going. It's about how well they have to understand themselves, their feelings for each other, and also their career paths. I feel like those are all really important elements they have to keep in balance if they want this relationship to keep moving forward. And because the King of Swords can sometimes carry a colder or harsher energy, I do think there are moments when things feel rough between them, like external pressures that get in the way of them being together. I know the press is always throwing around breakup rumors and all that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's even a bit of a jealous eye watching them, but ultimately this card feels like it's about them pushing through those challenges. Lastly, we have the Knight of Cups. Of course, the Knight of Cups represents that Prince Charming energy, and honestly, I feel like this fits Lee Jung-suk way more than the King of Swords. But beyond that, this card also points to the need for an outlet, some kind of artistic or emotional expression that probably ties into both of their careers, but it could also speak to the way they try to express their feelings for each other outside of work. If this card does represent Lee Jung-suk, I feel like even though they're busy, he still makes an effort to show IU he cares, whether it's bringing her flower or sneaking away for a secret date. There's a gentle reassurance in seeing both the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups in this spread, especially alongside the Judgment card. It tells me there's still real emotion and effort between them. Of course, like any relationship, they have their own issues, and for them, it seems like the main challenge is simply work. Even if they don't argue, it might just be because they don't have the time to argue. They're both so focused on their own paths. With the Hermit still showing up as a major arcana card, that message is pretty clear. So for now, I think their relationship is still moving forward, just at their own pace, with their career as a priority. Hopefully, in the next 6 months, when I do another update for them, we'll see even more love energy. But for now, this is where they stand. That's it for today's reading. If you're interested in any other celebrity readings, let me know in the comments. And if you like a personal reading or a private celebrity reading just for you, feel free to email me or check out my Etsy store. Just remember, these are celebrity readings meant for entertainment purposes, so stay logical and take everything with a grain of salt. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.